People have been threatening you?
Yeah. Some people that I know actually have been saying that they're going to release this video of me if I don't stop the podcast. So I thought to myself that the best way to counter this would be to leak the video myself.
Okay.
So I brought the video today
Oh shit.
and I want to show Adele to get his reaction and to kind of maybe reassure me that I won't get canceled,
That everything's gonna be fine.
that everything's going to be okay.
You want me to be like your mama?
Yeah. So you're going to go ahead here and press play on this video.
Oh shit. It is not looking good.
I just came here.
Yeah.
Do you think
I
this,
wish I could tell you everything's gonna be fine. But I don't know. Listen, sometimes things happen and I don't know, Sam. Why the fuck did you do that, man?
do you think that's enough to put me away for good?
I mean, it's not enough, maybe not to put you away, but it's enough for me to stop this podcast right the fuck now.
Do you think it's going to put a dent in the integrity of this podcast?
For sure.
Yeah?
Yeah, for sure.
Fuck. You think
And,
we're going to lose
I mean-
followers?
You might lose a friend.
Hola Felicia, hey, stop bumming my phone. My phone blowing up. Come on, you need to go home. Get out. Call me Felicia. High school romance. Now you got a boyfriend. Come on, and I'm still a drug addict. Hold up. I need a fucking blow up. I need a fucking bang. I need some fucking rain. I need a bang.
We will never talk about Jewish people or Islam because it's just like something that will get you in trouble regardless. But we could talk about Kanye West. And
That's the thing, though. You
Yeah.
see, that's the thing, though. That's why Kanye West, I kind of respect him in a way. It's because he talks about like things that like nobody wants to talk about,
Yeah.
and then instead of talking about those things, we talk about Kanye.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
No, but the thing about Kanye is that something that didn't surface as much as his cancellation was that he actually praised a lot of the Jewish community. He's like, I'm jealous of the way Jewish people do business. I'm jealous of the way that they stay in relationships forever. I'm jealous of the way that they're so united and there's such a strong community. Like he was praising the Jewish community, and that didn't surface at all within the whole cancellation thing.
Well, I don't know. I kind of get it, though. I kind of get it. It's like, let's say you're kind of putting because he said other things about Jewish people, like saying that like the media companies and the banks and
Yeah.
which is not like it's not. You know, he said what he said, but it's kind of like and then you say like I admire them because of this and that. It's kind of like saying like black people commit so much crime, but yo, dude, they're really good at running.
Or music, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's kind of like it's putting people in a box in a way, and I don't know. I don't want to like. It's complicated. It's a complicated thing, and I just hate the fact that like people aren't ready to like talk about it. You know, like people like I'm holding back a lot right now because I know this is gonna reach millions of people, and I don't want to seem like anti-Semitic or anything like that, or like racist or like whatever, but there's this lack of communication that is like happening in society right now, which is like so toxic, you know. I think it's like for example, Kanye West. It's a perfect example. Kanye West is like people are gonna immediately say he's a genius. He's a genius, goddamn it! Everything he touches it just blows up. Music, fashion, So if you keep saying that to somebody, it's gonna get to his head, you know, obviously. But it's like he's a genius, and also, oh, he's fucking crazy. But there's no like in between. There's no like he's a genius, yeah, but he worked on the album with him, and you know, we all just put all the eggs in one basket. You know, Kanye West, genius. Like his album, Kanye West has the most co-writers, co-producers on every one of his albums. You know what I'm saying? But we don't talk about that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We say, oh, he's a genius. And then he says a couple of anti-Semitic things, and it's like, oh, he's fucking crazy. He should get back on his meds. You know, but
Yeah.
we don't take in consideration everything else. It's like,
No, but this is what I wanted to talk about. I'm trying to figure out what he said exactly that made him an anti-Semite, because he just said,
well, he said a couple things. Okay, first of all, I was listening to the Lex Friedman podcast with Kanye West, and I didn't finish it, but at some point he was getting into like
Jewish media. Was it that?
no. He was getting into the Holocaust
Okay.
and how, I don't remember exactly what he was saying, but it was like how the Holocaust was comparable to something like being black in America. Something like I don't remember exactly what. Something to do with like blackness in America. And it's like, I don't know, bro. Don't compare things like that.
Yeah.
It's like you're taking away from
The horrible
the-
fucking
yeah, from
nightmare
their,
that happened.
from their history.
No, but yeah,
and
yeah.
honestly, I understand. Like, I've already had this conversation with a Jewish friend of mine, and it's like, why don't we talk about the genocide in Rwanda as much as we do genocide in Europe during the Second World War? And we got into a big argument because it's like he felt like I was taking away from his heritage and his history, you know, which, come to think about it, I kind of was. You know what I'm saying? Kind of like being like, yeah, but yo, like, you know, like your thing is not that bad because of this. You know what I'm saying?
No, yeah, the Holocaust is horrible,
Horrible.
but it's happened. Very similar genocides
in
have happened.
Africa, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
in
Like,
Africa, yeah.
and we don't talk about it, but it's like, I feel like this, which is why I don't like what Kanye West said. It's like comparing the Holocaust to anything is not a good idea. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's just
but
not a good idea.
He went into areas that I would never ever go down, like just challenging the Holocaust or like calling out Jewish media or telling Adidas that, yo, I could say anti-Semitic things and Adidas can't drop me.
He was like, yo, drop me. Basically.
No, but
being like, yo,
yeah.
Adidas, drop me, bitch.
But the thing is, you could argue that it's a very ego-filled statement to make. But if I'm Adidas, I'm like, he didn't express hate. He expressed resentment towards Jewish people by saying that my doctor diagnosed me with bipolar disease, and
He's
Jewish. Then the Jewish media
But you
separated me from my family.
But you understand how like crazy that is to say.
Yeah,
that.
no, exactly.
It's nuts to say that. Being like, yo, I like a resentment towards Jewish people because I had a Jewish doctor and a Jewish record label. Like, I get it, Jewish media and everything. I get it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it's like, you could say the same thing as a white person that's like trying to raise their kids Christian, and their kids start listening to rap music, and they're like, fucking, I hate black people because of hip hop.
No, but exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Alex Friedman was making that point. He's like, why don't you just call out the individuals that screw you over instead of calling out the race, which is what he should have done, and is what everybody should do. If somebody did you wrong, it's not the whole race that did you wrong. You don't become a racist after like one bad thing
exactly,
happened
dude.
With a certain race.
He just reminds me of like a fucking dude, like on Molly, you know, just like talking, like, and like being like, yo, and that's when like, it's like, dude, you have no like concise. It's like, I get it, you're living through some stuff, and I get it, like things are happening in your head, but like, where's the ration? You know what I'm saying?
But apparently, one of the symptoms of bipolar disease is that you think that people are against you. So, like, the paranoia is a symptom of being bipolar.
Yeah.
It's like you think people are out to get you. You're like, the government is against me. Everybody's against me. The people I'm working with and doing business are against me.
Yeah, it's like mania.
Yeah, exactly. So it is a symptom of being bipolar. But this is what I was thinking. I'm like, if we know that Kanye West has bipolar, shouldn't we be more tolerant towards him having this episode that he's having right now.
I feel like
You know what I mean?
I feel like he's been
If somebody with a mental illness walks into this room or to whatever room you're hanging out in, and somebody is off mentally, you would be more tolerant and patient
indulgent. Yeah,
and patient with that person.
I
You
get
know,
it.
if they scream something like "Hey, fuck you, Adele,"
Yeah.
and they're like
I
fucking
get it, I get
retarded,
it, I get it.
you don't take it offensively as much as you
I
would
get
a
it.
normal person.
I get it, but it's like Kanye West has been like doing this for like the past 5 years. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
But another part of it, I feel like his ego feels like he might not be the center of attention for much longer. So his ego, in order to preserve itself, is wilding out and saying these crazy things because he's been so used to
Yeah.
being the hottest thing
Uh-huh.
all the time,
Yeah.
center of attention. Uh, but I still think till this day he has one of the biggest influence on culture and pop culture
But why?
and society.
Why? Because of all the
Because
shit
the thing
he
is,
talks. Because of
yeah,
all
no,
the
but
shit he
exactly,
says.
and we're talking about it right now,
Yeah.
and everybody's talking about Kanye West right now.
Yeah, exactly. But that he's been like staying relevant for the past like 4 or 5 years like that.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? I think he dropped an album recently. I didn't listen to it, but like I don't know. It's like musically it's just not the same thing.
No,
And
but he's not in his musical prime. I think.
yeah,
like,
yeah, of course. But he's
yeah.
in his talk shit prime, and like people give a fuck because like people want to have something to care about or like something to talk about. You know what I'm saying? And I think it's like not only is it like bad on his part to like be doing all this, but it's also bad on our part to be like giving him so much attention. And like, you know, it's like if we were really like, oh my god, this person needs help, we would be like, okay, Kanye, like
we forgive you.
not only we forgive you, but it's like we stop giving you attention. We just like hope you get better. You know what I'm saying? But like us as consumers, as cultural consumers, we don't have that maturity. We just want some shit to talk about. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And I saw online somebody was like burning their Yeezy shoes that are worth like
Dude,
that is such like virtue
relax,
signaling.
bro.
That is
Relax.
like, yo, bro.
Dude, you give those shoes to a fucking
The
somebody who was like poor.
yeah. If you really want to boycott, you would just give them away. You don't film yourself burning your Yeezy fucking kicks in order
It's
to
as
like,
bad as like it's like putting like a BLM on your Instagram profile. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
It's
It's
cringe
just-
as fuck.
yeah.
And this is what culture has become. You know what I'm saying?
It's just signaling.
It's signaling and it's like being like I'm there.
Or like I support this.
Yeah. Whatever the fuck it means. Bro.
I'm so open-minded that
You know what's crazy? If we were really doing good for society, we would not even know what the fuck Kanye West is saying. You know,
Yeah.
like if I was actually trying to do good for my community, like local community, I would be like, this Christmas, this holiday season, I'm gonna go give bags, you know, quick bags to people that need them. You know, you need a bag, give you the bag. Or like if you spent all your life doing good for others, you would not give a fuck about what Kanye West is saying.
yeah.
Because people give a fuck about what Kanye West is saying is because it helps them be on a side of the conversation. It helps them to point out what the enemy is and to point at themselves and be like, I'm the good guy. You know,
Yeah.
Kanye West, he's a bad guy. And we talk about him, fucking, we're on the right side. We're on the
Yeah.
good team. We're on the right side, you know? Instead of actually doing good, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Like, do you feel like it had an impact on how you are going to consume his music or?
I've lost faith in Kanye West like 5 years ago.
Oh yeah, you did.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ever since like the album with like Jay-Z,
Yeah,
I was like,
yeah,
Watch the Throne or whatever. I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
okay, we're done now. You know, I like Kanye West when he was producing for Jay-Z, like Lucifer and fucking I think like Heart of the City, all those fucking bangers that Jay-Z
Yeah.
did. And like as a producer, he was great. And also like his first songs, like when he was starting rapping, like Through the Wire.
yeah.
And
Those
like
are
all
sick.
those shit are bangers, like 808 Heartbreaks, like those are bangers and everything. But as soon as he started becoming like Yeezy, I was like, I fuck with the shoes,
yeah.
but I don't fuck with the music no more.
Yeah. There's like 3 instances of like how ego like played against you. And it's funny that like in all the books it talks about how the ego could like be your biggest like detriment when you're like rising up. And I saw it 3 times happen like in front of me that I can think of right now on this podcast. But the 3 times where I see Kanye West, like his ego is so big that like he could talk shit to the point of saying I could say Semitic things and Adidas won't drop me, which is fucking ego filled. I saw also Conor McGregor.
Yeah, dude, Conor McGregor and Yeezy is a good
Like
comparison.
your ego becomes so fucking big that you're like you think you're on top of the world, and then you start getting in trouble or you lose against Khabib, or like apparently like he didn't take his fight against Khabib that seriously.
Very
Like
seriously,
yeah,
exactly.
he was like drinking before or whatnot.
Yeah.
And then there's another one where I remember when Anderson Silva was destroying everybody in his path.
And then you
But
started becoming fucking cocky.
Yeah,
and,
yeah,
like,
yeah. He
doing
would
the-
put his hands down and like do that against Weidman until he went back and then got clipped by Weidman. And that was a pure sign of like too much ego.
Speaking
in your mind.
of Anderson, bro, his fight
Yeah.
with
He lost against Jake Paul.
yeah, bro. But
which-
I saw the whole fight, bro.
Me too. I watched
He
it.
did such a good job. Like honestly, Logan Paul, bro, come like fight somebody your own fucking age, bruh.
Yeah, no, but okay, yeah, that is the obvious criticism to say against Jake Paul. But now he has proven to us that he could fight, bro. He could 100% box. This guy is a legit boxer.
Dude, he hasn't he fought against Anderson Silva. He's not a boxer. He's MMA.
Yeah, I know, but he's
But
a
he
legit
has-
striker.
He's a little striker, yeah. But
But yo, he could box. And Jake Paul
he
could
could
box.
Of course he could box, but it's like like we had the guy there, Fuad,
Yeah,
on the,
Fuad, yeah.
on the podcast, and he was telling us about like what it takes to build a boxing career. You know, like all your fucking record. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Just like fighting, like just like low profile, shitty fighters. You know, your whole
Yeah,
life,
yeah,
and then
yeah.
you get a good record, and then you're considered a pro, whatever.
Yeah, you have to go 20-0 before you
I feel
even.
like Logan Paul has like that's what he's done.
No, but Logan, no, it's not.
Jake,
yeah,
sorry.
yeah. Jake Paul is just, he's really smart, bro, because he's a master marketer. Like he's amazing at making people pay attention to him. Did you know that that same fight, that same night, Lomachenko was fighting, which is like one of the greatest boxers, but he managed to like take our attention away from like
I
an
wasn't on
actual-
the same event.
no, not the same event.
Oh shit!
Just different events. Like one of the actual greatest boxers of our time right now was fighting Lomachenko, and he managed to capture all of our attention away from real, legit, authentic boxers and make us care about
'Cause
watching
that
Jake Paul
fight
versus.
was like when you look at the
Anderson
fight,
Silva.
like you clearly see they're not professional, fucking top of the grade boxers. You know what I'm saying? Like the way that Jake Paul was throwing his jab, it's like it looked loosey. It looked like kind of like tired. You know what I'm saying? After round 2,
Yeah.
8 rounds, bruh.
Right. No, but yeah, maybe it wasn't creme de la creme boxing, but it was still a very entertaining fight.
What weight class was it?
They were heavy, bro. They look hella heavy, bro.
Yeah, they look like fucking
200 pounds each,
Yeah.
pretty much. But bro, like still, I know he's fucking 47 years old, Anderson Silva. But
47, bro.
Yeah, 47.
Think of it,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah,
This
yeah.
guy's Jake Paul. He's
No,
what,
but
like
the-
not even 30?
no, but exactly, Jake Paul is like 24, 25.
Oh,
But no, but this is why I'm saying he's fucking smart, because he just picks the guy with
Exactly.
the big enough name who's on a decline in their athletic prime.
yeah.
He picks those guys that are just
But
about
yo,
to decline.
I get it.
Tyron Woodley,
I
fucking
get it. I
Ben
get it.
Askren.
I get it.
Anderson
But-
Silva.
But Anderson Silva, bro, if it wasn't for that knockdown last round, he might have won. You know, he was picking him apart.
Yeah, the little fucking
Dude, and
uppercut.
like, dude, just like the fucking
was super
head
slick.
games, bro. Like
He's sick.
dude,
He's a sick fighter. Yeah, yeah.
I love Anderson.
yeah,
bro.
yeah.
He
He's
did
a sick
such
fighter.
good
Yeah,
job.
yeah.
But last round,
But the knockdown was just like
yeah,
okay,
exactly. Like the
Yeah.
cherry on top. But like
It was a cherry on top.
Yo, Anderson, bro, you did such a good job, man. And honestly, like, I know Jake Paul's not gonna lose because he just like curates his opponents. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but now I feel like, and I know people have said this all the time, but now
after
he really has to pick a fucking fighter his own size, his own.
Okay, how
fucking-
much you want to bet? He's not gonna pick.
Somebody his own size and
He's
his
not.
own
He's gonna
his
okay,
own
okay,
age,
there's-
his own
there's
age.
two options because Anderson is pretty much on the same weight class as Jake Paul.
Yeah,
There's two options, or he picks somebody that's not in his weight class who's a professional boxer.
which I doubt because there's none that have a big name. Who has a big name? Like I can't think of a boxer.
Mayweather.
Mayweather's like
Fucking
140 pounds.
Or that's option number one. Option number two is he's gonna fight somebody his weight class who's not a boxer, who hasn't had a career in boxing.
Yeah,
And
shoot.
I wonder, honestly, the real bet to make is how many more fights is this gonna go on?
No, but the thing about Jake is like he actually has aspirations of becoming a champion
I get
in
it, bro.
boxing.
I get it, bro. But like,
Like,
you could just curate your fucking
No,
record.
but I know, but he's gonna transition from curating actual like celebrity
No,
fights
because right now he's
to,
professional.
yeah, no,
He's
but
professional, so he
but,
could
but it is still considered celebrity boxing. Like he's not fighting under the
But
like,
he has a professional record.
yeah, he has a professional record of
Like he
6-0.
could curate 40 more fights and be like one of the top boxers in the world.
I think what he's gonna do is like curate a few more celebrity boxing matches, kind of like celebrity boxing matches. Okay, so big names that are gonna bring in pay-per-view buys. Okay, he's gonna keep doing that, and then he's gonna transition into actually fighting boxing people in his weight class to actually fight for an actual belt to become like legitimate fucking world class boxer.
I get it, bro. But anyways, it's just like, anyways, I respect the fuck out of him, bro. I really do. I really do. But I just feel like Anderson Silva did a really good job.
Yeah.
He did a really good job.
Yeah, it was a sick fight. But anyways,
I'm gonna do PP time, bro.
you know PP time signed
Yeah,
this?
yeah.
Okay. Here we go. Okay, what's up, guys? Welcome back to the Pooh Boy Show, man. We're here for episode 30. You know, it's
Special Halloween
yeah,
edition.
Yeah, special Halloween edition.
Damn.
Things, yeah. We're very excited, you know, to share Halloween with you guys. You know, trick or treat. You know what I'm saying?
Halloween, aka the best goddamn holiday.
The undisputed
Hollandaise.
best holiday of the year, or even human history. I don't even know, man.
Honestly, facts. Where's the bottle opener?
Bottle opener. I
Don't
didn't
bring
use a
it.
bottle opener. I
Yeah.
used a lighter because this is the life I chose, man. I'm feeling electric tonight. Okay, attends, je vais te passer un lighter, bro. Do I have a lighter? I don't have a lighter. What's up, guys? Episode
It's a
30.
special Halloween edition.
Special-
God damn it.
Special Halloween edition, guys. We're so happy to share Halloween with you guys.
God damn.
Forgive us. We've been on hiatus for a minute here. Adele was busy, you know, doing doing a tour with his band
What is
in
fucking-
in France. You know, selling out CDs and shit.
It was good, bro. I mean, it was fun. It was fun.
Yeah, how was that actually? I never
It
really
was good,
asked
bro.
you.
We were gone for 2 weeks. Only 4 shows, but it was funny enough. We did the biggest show, the biggest indoor show that we've ever done in our
More than
life.
2,500, more than the Tellus.
Yeah, it was I think 4,000 or 5,000 people.
Oh yeah, okay, that's wild.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you guys have a strong following in France?
We're getting there. Obviously, not as much as in Quebec, but I mean, they fuck with it, man. They really do. We were basically doing we were opening for an artist called Naman. It was a French reggae artist, and it's kind of a beautiful story because he hollered at us like a while ago, being like, "Yo, I love your music," and
Really?
then we were like, "Oh shit, fuck yeah!" So we sent him a song, and just recently we've been like, he like sent us a verse on the song,
Oh no way.
like a feat, and this happened like a while ago, and this guy actually got like a brain tumor, like a year or two ago, and so we had to like postpone the whole thing, but now we've been finishing the song, and we went to France, and he we were talking to his whole team, and he's been doing like kind of like a tour after his surgery, and they were like, "Yo, it would be cool if Clay and Friends opened for Naman." So we're like, "Yo, fuck yeah!" So we went to France for just it was like 2 shows that we opened for him, and the 2 other shows it was kind of like our own thing, but while we were there we shot a video for the song that we were gonna release, and we actually released a remix of one of his songs like 2 weeks ago. But it was really cool, man, to like meet him, talk to him. Like
Is he popping in France?
yeah, he's popping, but he's popping.
He's
Yeah.
on the way up.
No. He's like he's been popping.
He's been popping.
Yeah. Like he's not like when you go to France and you speak to the youth, they're all like rap. You know what I'm saying? Very much rap. But he's like one of the I think the last artist that could like sell out 8,000 places for a reggae show. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like he's kind of like a top reggae G. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But he's white as fuck.
Oh, he's a white dude.
Mhm.
I imagine a black dude this whole time.
But he was like he spent like a lot of time in Jamaica, so he learned English in Jamaica.
Oh,
And
is he speaking?
yeah,
like,
bro.
oh, yeah?
He's
with the
he's-
Jamaican accent.
Yeah, he's crazy. But it's like not only Jamaican accent, Jamaican patois. You know what I'm saying? Like, he speaks like the Jamaican, and he was telling us that like he can't really speak English very well because like the only English he knows is like
Patois.
the patois of Jamaica.
Oh yeah.
And like in Jamaica, they have like a tendency. I think is what he was telling me to like they don't ils conjuguent pas. You know, they don't give a fuck about like
Yeah.
like one or multiple or like
Yeah.
the like verbs.
Yeah, they don't give a
It's
fuck.
like they don't give past, present. Like
Yeah, it
all-
doesn't
it's the
matter.
same thing. You know what I'm saying? Or like verbs will be things as well. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah. Okay.
Like
That's fun.
like we're gonna eat. It's like that's the eat. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, the eat.
I'm saying I'm
Yeah.
talking shit, but it's
Yeah,
kind
yeah.
of like around those lines, you know.
Right.
But I had this thought. It's like if like a white guy like this did his kind of music in Quebec, it would not fly.
Yeah. No, but yeah.
People would
this-
say cultural appropriation, bro.
Yeah,
direct.
it's crazy. The West has
Bro,
so
I'm
many
telling you-
limitations, bro. When it comes
I'm
to
telling you,
fucking
bro,
being yourself.
Like in France, they say, "Oh, you guys in Quebec, you guys are so lucky." It's like people in France, Paris especially, they tell me, "Oh, yo, like what do I have to do to go to Quebec?" You know, and like if it's not that, it's something around the lines of like, "Oh, you guys are so comfortable in Quebec. You guys are so happy in Quebec, whatever." And I'm like trying to convince them, like, "Yo, Paris is not that bad." It is fucking horrible.
Oh
I'm
yeah.
like, "Yeah, it's not that bad." They're like, "No, it is," you know. But one
What-
side will say like that we're so progressive, and I don't know, like there's like this like I feel like I don't know.
They for sure feel like over here, down here, it's better because down there is bad. But what's so toxic about Paris? You think?
It's like overpopulation and like also like
People are
just
just
like not safe.
Mm.
You know, you could get like robbed. Like, bro, I was like this. I was just in France, and like I had to hustle, bro, just to take an Uber. Okay, check this out. We're like at a rave.
Okay.
To get back from the rave, it was like a butt fuck nowhere. The rave. We were in Toulouse, which is like south of France. And then to get out of the rave, it's like a butt fuck nowhere. So you have to wait for Uber. So I call Uber after. We're like, it's like 5 o'clock in the morning. We're all fucked. Molly fucking slizzard. Wait for an Uber. And then while I'm waiting for the Uber, the guy pulls up. A guy random pulls up. He's like, "You guys waiting for an Uber?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Yeah, just come with me." And I'm like, "Okay, sure, whatever, cool." I'm like, "Are you Uber?" He's like, "Yeah, I'm Uber." I'm like, "Okay, cool. Go. Get in the car." I sit front seat with him. And he's like, I'm like, "So what do you do? Is it Uber?" Before going in the car, I'm like, "Do you take card?" Because I don't have any cash. Like, "Do you take card?" He's like, yeah, don't worry about it. I'm in the car. And he's like, while we're driving, he's like, "Okay, we're going to have to stop by a bank for you to get money out because like I don't take card." I'm like, "I just asked you if you took card and you said yes." And he's like, yeah, but no. And then I'm like, "Okay, so is this Uber?" And he's like, no, it's not Uber, bro. It's something else. And I'm like, "What?" I'm like, "What is it?" He's like, no. He tells me something. And I'm
He's
like,
Uber.
yeah. I'm like, it's Uber.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, "Okay, cool. I'm not cool. I'm like, what the fuck is going on, basically?
Yeah.
I have people in the back, you know, just trying to get home, you know.
Yeah.
And he's like, it's something. And then I'm already pissed because he told me that I could pay cash and I can't. And then I'm like, so how much do I like owe you? And then I swear to God, bro, he pulls up like a fake app, Uber, like like Google Maps, but like
Uber edition.
Uberfied, genre.
Oh yeah.
And it's like it's super ghetto. There's no price, there's nothing, you know. And I'm like, how much do I owe you? And while he's driving, bro, he pulls out his calculator on his phone. He's like, well, I don't know, what is this? 50 kilometers, not for maybe 20 kilometers. How much is the gas? Does it 50 euros? When I did the Uber, it was 20 euros, you know? And I'm like, that's way too much money. I start flipping the fuck out. And then, bro, I'm there in the Uber hustling him. And he's like, you don't want to pay me? Then don't pay me. It's fine. I'll just bring you back home. I'm like, okay, cool.
Oh
I'm
yeah.
like, okay, cool, perfect. Start almost passing out in the car, like. And then like we're like on the highway, he's like, yeah, but bro, come on, you have to pay me. I'm like, oh, okay, what do you want me to do? He's like, okay, I'll bring you to the bank. I'm like, okay, let's go to the bank. I go to the bank, bro. Go take out some money. Like, I'm like, I have 40 euros. He has no change. I'm like, fuck it, bro. I'm giving you fucking 20. It's fucking, say, it's like so much hustling going on, you know? It's a lot of hustling. And it's like, that's a toxic part of like.
He only takes cash, but doesn't have cash to give you change.
Yeah, and also doesn't like tells me he takes card, doesn't take card.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like a whole lot of bullshit. You know what I'm saying, bro? Speaking about Uber, yesterday, before yesterday, I was at my friend's birthday, and it's in Antic, okay, Antic, which is like northwest of Montreal. We're in Verdun, which is like southeast. It's like by car like 30 minutes, you know?
Yeah.
So I leave there. I'm with Claire and J-Rob and neighbor. And anyways, long story short, get out of the car over here. We drop off J-Rob in Verdun before coming here. Comes here. While we're on the way, he's like, do you mind if I stop to get a burger? I'm like, no problem, bro. Go get your burger. Alhamdulillah. Does its thing. Come here. I get out of the car. I just close the door, okay? It's a Lexus. So, like, the door's closed, like, hard, you know? But I didn't know that. So, I just kind of give it a nudge, you know? It closes. It's not a big deal. You know what I'm saying? Bro, I step out of the car. The guy accelerates towards me, like, as if he wanted to hit me, you know?
What the fuck? How did you duck? You duck and went in front?
So, I duck.
Yeah.
And then I walk towards my house. And he was kind of like this is my house. He was parked like this. Okay. So I duck, backseat, get out. Then start walking here. And then he goes like this, tries to hit me.
Actually?
Yeah. Tries to hit me. Like goes, and then stops this far away from my head. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Brings down his window. He's like, you fucking smacking my doors? And I'm like, bruh, like, I just closed it. Like, I gave you big tip. You know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to disrespect. You know what I'm saying? I just closed the door. He's like, you just tried to close the door? Is that what your N-word friend tried to, because he was sitting in the front seat? He's black. N-word friend. Is that what your N-word friend did as well? And I'm like, bro, relax.
What?
I swear.
Why did he call out your friend?
Because he closed the door too. He closed the door. He just do it.
It went just boom, boom. And he thought it was like aggressive.
Yeah,
boom, boom.
but bro, it's like the kind of cars. It's like, it's a Lexus. It's like, it has like a thing, you know?
It's a heavy door.
It's a heavy door, bro. And I'm like, anyways, bro, I wanted to like, I get back home, I'm shook, okay? Because like I'm high on Molly, you know? Like, and my girlfriend was there with me. And I was just like, shit, this guy looked like he was ready to kill somebody. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, he was having a bad night.
Yeah, but he's like, I feel like he should be in jail, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like twisted. Yeah. Like I looked at him in his eyes, and I've dealt with people in my life, but like this guy,
you
bro.
saw the evil in his eyes.
Yo, evil. You know? And then I go back home, bro, and I'm like, 5 stars, bro. I don't want nothing to do with this guy. And then I'm like, the next morning, because I was high on Molly as well, and I'm like super empathetic. I'm like, yo, bro, he's probably having a bad day, whatever. But like, I woke up the next morning, I was like shook, and I wanted to do like a
review?
formal like call
Complain-
Uber,
yeah.
tell him like, yo, this guy's actually crazy. Because I woke up the next morning and I was actually like afraid for somebody else, you know? If it
Yeah.
was like a woman or like somebody was like, I don't know, anything could have happened.
He
you
had
know?
anger inside of him.
Yeah. And I'm
He
like,
had
you
that-
shouldn't be an Uber driver, Joel. You shouldn't. And I woke up the next morning. I'm like, I really just want to do it for, not for me, but for like just the welfare of society. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I was scared because he knows where I live, bro.
Yeah.
And he's the kind of motherfucker to pull up.
Because if you write that story, he has access to seeing.
So
That-
apparently not.
Oh, no?
I spoke to my friend about it today and he told me that like they can't tell who did the review or what.
But if you write in the description, like this guy said this and that, and he called my
He
friend the
can't-
N-word.
He can't see the description.
Oh, he can't see the review.
All I think Uber drivers could only see like their own review, like their own like rating. But there's no like, it's not like Google review. Like if you go see like
Yeah,
an
you
Uber
can-
driver, it's not like,
yeah.
oh, this guy smelled good, this guy whatever. I don't think so. You know what I'm saying?
right.
But I was just scared, like if like I don't know, he knows where I live. You know,
Yeah,
it's crazy.
that is wild, man. The fact that he just became racist also out of nowhere
Yeah,
just goes to show that maybe you could have been the guy who just slammed his door and who was off because you were faded. But then again, he went straight into aggressiveness and racism right off the bat,
with somebody
which
who
goes
was,
to show that he's the one who's unbalanced.
bro. The guy. That's what I was trying to tell him. I'm like, bro, my guy was sleeping before he left the car. You know what I'm saying? I said, okay, it's your stop. He woke up and then stepped out of the car and then closed the door. Bro, there was no ill intention. I'm like, you're actually crazy. You know, you're crazy. Like, you're-
Wow.
But yeah, bro, I was like, it's so hard to get an Uber these days, bro. Like you're just a good old fashioned Uber. Like, bro, like Ubers, they like, let's say I call it an Uber, like they know where I am, but they don't know where I'm going. You know? So like when I get picked up and they see that like my location is 30 minutes away, they're actually pissed. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so they don't know it's 30 minutes away until after they pick you up.
Mhm.
As soon as you sit in the car, they're like, okay, location is activated. And then they see, oh my God, this
Exactly.
guy's 30 minutes away.
Exactly.
But then again, that also means that they get paid more, no?
But that's what I told him. And I'm like, he started talking shit to me in the car.
Oh, he
being
did.
like, yo, man, you're so far and stuff. I'm like, bro, I gave you 30% tip. Like, it's fine. It's not about the money. I'm like, well, if it's not about the money, then
Then
what
why
the
the
fuck
fuck
is why are we having this conversation? You know? The guy's wild. And then he asked me if we could stop to get a burger, bro. And I'm like, yeah, no problem. And then I tipped him in the car so he sees the tip, you know? Tipped him 30%. And then I get out of the car and he tries to run me over. I'm like,
Yo, no, bro, you should write a fucking review on this.
bro, I'm so
motherfucker.
scared. I'm so scared of taking fucking Ubers like now, bro.
Fuck Ubers, bro. Just take a cab. Good old
Yeah,
cabs.
bro, it would have probably been the same price, but
Less of a headache, though.
cabs?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, it's pretty much the same thing. I just want people to be happy to do their job. Like, how complicated is that?
But yeah, I also feel like a lot of people are like in really bad financial situation, especially with the cost of living going up so high. You remember like when we were hanging out and Justin, it was like, yo, guys, I don't want to sound cheap, but like life is expensive. But it's like, bro, you're not cheap. Life is
When we were hanging out, where?
when we're hanging out over here when you have
Oh,
dinner.
yeah.
Justin said that. He's like, I don't want to sound cheap, but life is fucking expensive. But it's not that people are being cheap. It's just like life is expensive, bro. And my theory is that there's a lot of people struggling financially. Like a lot of people are struggling financially just to keep up with like
Yeah.
minimum payments. That's not to mention the fact that during the pandemic, a lot of people were running debt. They're like, okay, yo, whatever, I'll run debt for a couple more months until, I get to work again or until I figure out what new career I want to start. So I think I'm under the impression that, yeah, a lot of people are like in bad situations financially. And when you're in bad situation financially, your mental health, it seems to go down as in parallel with.
Bro, I've never I remember when I was like maybe like 7 years ago and I was like in a lot of debt and like I wasn't making any more money and I was like I started a job like a 9 to 5, like full time at a coffee store. And I was like, I got my first paycheck and I realized like I was paying rent and I realized like how I did the calculation, how long it would take me to pay off my debt. And I was with an ex-girlfriend and I started crying, bro. Like crying. And I was anxious every time I woke up in the morning, bro. I was anxious as fuck. And there's nothing worse than that. There's
Yeah.
nothing
No,
worse
but
than
exactly.
that.
When you're exchanging your time for money, I feel like you're
To pay back money that
yeah
you
to
don't
pay back
even have.
to pay back money that you technically never had. You're fucked, bro. I feel like you're like shit. It's gonna take way too much time. Like I feel like I'm lucky because sometimes I get good contracts. Like kind of like yourself. Like you get like some really good gigs. Me too. I'm in the gig economy where like sometimes I could just get a good gig, and I get a decent lump sum of money that like makes me put out some fires.
Yeah.
But a lot of people are just exchanging time for money,
Mm-hmm.
which makes them like stagnant, tiny linear growth of money coming in. And especially if you're running debt, that could fuck with you mentally.
Bro, like especially like me, I admire people that are able to have like a 9 to 5, like barely getting paid and just like running debt and just like not be a sociopath. Bro, when I was in debt like that, I became crazy. Really.
No, but exactly, this is what I'm saying. I'm saying that there's a huge underbelly of society who's fucking mentally struggling heavy right now. With inflation, bro, the cost of groceries has gone up so drastically high. Like some certain items have gone up 10%, 15%, 20%. And that adds up, bro, to a lot. And just having a little like internet, a phone, a rent,
Yeah, forget about it.
bro, it's
Forget
crazy.
about it.
Yo,
Like there's like inflation where it's like prices of good go up, but there's something it's called I think it's called shrinkflation. In French, it's called réduflation, but I think in English it's shrinkflation, where it's like, for example, like boxes of cereal, instead of like reducing or like bringing up the price, they're gonna reduce the amount of.
yeah. I heard about that. Yeah, the same thing with like paper towels. It's like you see the same paper towel that you're picking
But
up.
there's like less,
Yeah, there's less
like,
paper in it.
Yeah.
Everything feels more small. I went to fucking Atwater Market the other day,
You
bro.
don't fuck Atwater Market, first of all.
It is
$8 peppers.
I got fucked.
Dude, they're gonna fuck you, bro.
I bought like a $14
You
bolognese sauce.
You were with your girl, no?
No, I wasn't with my girl, but I bought a $14 bolognese sauce. And then I bought some cherry tomatoes and I was already at $19.
Tomatoes are gonna fuck you.
Yeah. And I was at $19 and I'm like, yo, I'm just gonna walk out.
Forget about it, bro.
But anyways, did you hear what happened in Seoul, South Korea?
Yo, fucking Halloween party. Not Halloween party, there's Halloween just people in the
Halloween
street.
festival party gone extremely wrong.
Shit's crazy.
Where there were so many people that people got crushed in a crowd, bro.
Yeah, it's like a Travis Scott concert.
Bro, exactly. Imagine how terrifying that is. Like, imagine you're with your girl, bro. You're holding hands. You're all dressed up in a fucking cute costume. You're like, okay, let's go to this party. Oh, you're looking at your little Google Maps. You're almost there. Next thing you know, you're okay, there's a big crowd. Okay. And then next thing you know, your girl is getting closer and closer to you. She's like, yo, this is fucked up. Yo. You get crushed to death, bro.
It's probably like one of the most horrible deaths, too. Because you don't get like crushed, like you're dead. It's like you get like
yeah, you get crushed and then you get pushed to the
and then
towards
you
the
like
ground.
run out of like air and like,
then you're like, what the fuck's going on? And then you keep getting stepped on. And you're 150 people died like that, bro. That is a scary ass nightmare, bro. That is and the worst part about it is that you can't even be heroic. You can't even
fight 250,000 people, bro.
You can't like do anything heroic in that position. It's not like you're fighting a bad guy who has a knife. There's an element of okay, I could do something, unless you fucking freeze, or there's a crazy Uber driver attacking you. There's an element of like I could still do something.
Yeah.
But a crowd, bro, you're just surrounded, and you just next thing you know, you're like, it's so scary, bro. 150 people died like that.
150, bro. And I think it's more now because like people were in critical situations.
Apparently, there were scenes where like people were like witnessing like people dancing in costumes because there was like parts of the crowd where I guess it was less crowded with like a dead person on the floor in Halloween costumes. Like everybody's in a fucked up costume and one person is out.
And the people must be like, yo, this he's just a Halloween costume.
No, but
He's like pretending to be dead, you know, like
I don't think it was
he's
that.
zombie boy, you know what I'm saying?
I feel like there's let's say like let's take a popular music festival by example. Let's say you're at Oshaga, bro, you're just chilling and there's people like I guess like mollied out on the floor laying down and you're just like okay, there's probably somebody who took too many drugs or drank too much alcohol and you're still in your party vibe, you know? And there's fucking dead bodies left and right.
Yeah. It's like it's also it's not like you're at like a music festival and it's like people like start shooting guns, you know?
That is scary too,
Like
bro.
but at least like you hear the guns like ta 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 ta. Like people think like oh it's like a fireworks or whatever, but then like people realize real quick that it's like people are dying, it's like a gun, you know? But it's like that kind of shit, like stampeding and shit.
Bro, yeah. I like, there's been a few times where I've caught myself being completely uneasy in public. And I'm like, why am I so uncomfortable? I'm like, oh, okay, because I fear, I have this existential fear now when I'm in crowds or walking in a busy street. I'm like, yo, bro, imagine there's just somebody who's just like not well mentally, you know? But it's also because I've noticed that I spend a lot of, I have a lot of screen time
Yeah.
because my work is like behind the screen and you're just always getting bombarded by the feeds of like everything that's going on, that's going wrong in the world, essentially. You're just getting bombarded by so many different like news that you shouldn't be aware of, that you're convinced that it's like around you also. So that
But also like you spend so much time in front of your screen that you like forgot how like how to be around people.
there's that too. But then like we talked about it so many times, where like there's so much division and anger and like war going on when you're like staring at your screen, and then you step out and like you never meet the extremists that you see online
Uh-huh.
or you never see the foul shit that
Uh-huh.
goes on online in real life. You know, you go and you talk to
Mhm.
people and everybody's super chill. Well, for the most part, for the most
It's
part,
crazy that like 250,000 people could like kill a couple hundred without even knowing, you know?
yeah,
Just by just like being part of this thing. you
yeah.
know?
Being part of this thing, you're like, oh shit, I'm in the crowd. Next thing you know, boop.
Yeah.
Because I think it's just people would fall and like you just like there's just too much to like. Even if you saw somebody, you're just like you're moving with the
But
crowd.
you also like just the heat, the body temperature, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like you can't breathe, like there's only so much oxygen, and like people are like just emanating so much heat, and it's like also like drugs, bro. Like I don't know.
yeah. It is wild. It is fucking wild. Did you know that there's an actual war going on right now that like we
There's a
don't,
war going on
Right.
outside. No one is safe from.
but outside of Russia and Ukraine, there's like a war in Ethiopia.
Really?
Yeah, it's like the biggest war right now, but it's getting like zero media attention. And I was thinking about like how powerful like the media is because we're not told to like care about that, you know?
Mhm.
And obviously Russia Ukraine happened. It's devastating that you know the innocent people are dying and whatnot. But it's crazy how the media chooses who we care about. Like
Mhm.
there's a shit ton of killings going on in Iran right now. Like my country, like the
Mhm.
regime is just like refusing to take any sort of responsibility for the misery that they're causing the people. And people are protesting because this girl by the name of Masa Amini, she was wearing her hijab, but she wasn't wearing it appropriately. Now, just to give a little bit of context here, in Iran, a lot of girls wear their hijabs very loosely. It's almost like a fashion statement where you could wear a nice Versace like hijab
Yeah, yeah,
and like make it look cool, you know, kind of like ASAP Rocky or something.
yeah. Mhm.
And
Like a do rag.
yeah. So you kind of rock it in a cool way. But there's something that's called like the morality police, who just out of nowhere they'll pull up and they'll start like bullying you. Like, yo, how come your hijab is not? Yeah, next thing you know, bro, they grab her, bro, they shove her in the car, and her head hits like I guess one of the benches, but like I guess it was a hard bench, Bah! And like it was caught on video. And then next thing you know, like 3 days later, she dies in the hospital. So a lot of the times, these morality police, they'll grab somebody, they'll bully someone, and they beat the shit out of you.
For sure.
Yeah. In those countries, they grab you and they fuck you up.
Mhm.
Okay. Most of the times, you just get your ass whooped and you go back home. Sometimes, if you act up, they'll throw you in prison. Sometimes you die, you know? And her death just caused just a overwhelming like explosion of like people who are just fed up, bro.
Mhm.
Because the economy is shit. They've been hit with sanctions. The value of their currency is dying.
Especially with like internet and everything, like they see what like the rest of the world is.
Yeah. And then there's just massive protests everywhere.
Yeah.
But these motherfuckers, bro, they don't care, bro. They kill the people.
Yeah.
They're unwilling. The regime is just unwilling to take any sort of criticism. They're like, it's not the way that we're running this thing. It must be the US or Israel that's behind these protests.
Uh-huh.
And then what they do a lot of the times, sometimes they even go as far as like hiring like armies or like bringing in like officers or like army people from surrounding countries to come within the country, and they ask like, let's say like a Lebanese soldier to like beat the shit out of their own people, because like it's harder for an Iranian guy to just beat the shit out of another Iranian guy just for the sake that they're protesting. So they go out and they hire external army people to come in the country and to start beating the protesters.
You mean it's harder for an Iranian to
Yeah,
do
yeah,
it yeah.
But a lot of these universities, but people they're rushing because a lot of the protest is led by women for the first time in our history. Like educated young women like Gen Z and millennials who are leading the protest, and they're protesting against like the strict, irrational like restrictions surrounding the hijab. But essentially, it's just that people are tired of this regime, and the people of Iran want a democracy because they never had a democracy. Like Iran had a monarchy until like 1979, where we had the last emperor or the Shah, which was like a king, and then he got overthrown because I guess people were like fed up of seeing a rich king, and also there was like there was also a false flag, and he was also known for actually modernizing the country. So he had relations with the US. He was he had no restrictions on the hijab. You could wear the hijab or not wear the hijab. Iran was very modern pre 1979. And then next thing you know, they did a false flag on the Shah, where there's a lot of discontent with how he was leading the country, because people are like, oh, he wants to follow in the footsteps of the US, and he was getting criticism, and people on television just saw that he was this fucking rich king. And then next thing you know, they did a false flag in a cinema where they closed out, bro, a cinema of like 400 people, and they lit it on fire. Yeah. And then they framed the Shah of Iran and said that he was behind that,
AKA the US.
yeah, he was behind that. And then the people revolted.
Yeah.
And people started protesting and whatnot, and his health was declining, and he wasn't, I guess, as strong, fit to deal with the massive protests against him.
So he just resigned, I guess. He
went into exile in I want to say France, but it wasn't France. He went into exile. He left the country. And then Ayatollah, which is the predecessor of, I believe, the guy who's in charge right now, or Khamenei. And then Ayatollah pulled up, and he was popular because he had a big following of like very religious people. Okay. And anyways, he made a bunch of promises that then he never lived up to. He's like, yeah, the women's right, women's freedom, and this and that. But like as soon as he came in and took power, he's like, yo, hijab everybody.
Yeah. And the people that voted for him were very religious.
Yeah, it was the religious people that voted for him. And he was also like anti like Western,
Yeah, yeah,
anti
yeah.
modern, and
Because there was like a
whatnot.
hate that was like
Yeah, there was a hate.
created
Yeah,
against Western because of like false flag.
yeah,
Like
yeah, exactly. And then he took power, and he's been oppressing the people for like 40 something years. And now this is the biggest protest we've seen in Iran.
and he's still in power.
Yeah, he's still in power. He had a predecessor, the Ayatollah Khamenei, and there was another guy, but I forgot his name. But and now people are like fed up, man. And I really hope that they find a way to change the regime, because they're like, they really need a democracy, and they need to get they need to start getting involved in global trade, and like lifting all these restrictions around the country that's impeding the growth of the country. They want to get modernized. Women want to have freedom. But the thing about Iran is that they don't even have the basic human rights. A girl can she's in danger, bro, when she steps out of the house.
She's a what?
She's like in danger.
Oh, in
right?
danger. Yeah, yeah.
In the sense of like, if she
Yeah,
doesn't
yeah.
have her hijab properly put on, and whatnot. And I'm praying for them, bro. I pray that
Yeah, for sure.
they make
But
it happen.
I feel like they're aren't they like closely tied to Russia?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's like whatever happens, like I hope for them that like at least women have more rights and like they become more of a quote unquote democracy. But as far as I'm concerned, like democracy, even in the Western world, doesn't even mean anything anymore.
Yeah,
you
it
know what I'm
doesn't.
saying?
But something like along the lines of just having basic fucking rights, bro.
Yeah, exactly. Being able to go
It's just
like
huge.
like a woman driving a car.
Yeah. It's a lot there, but no, but all this to say that going back to media, because we were talked about how the media like tells us who to care about. When like Russia Ukraine happened, we were all like, holy shit, what the fuck's going on, and we were all made aware that there's a war happening in Ukraine and Russia invading. But like, and US intervention of like, in the sense of like sending funds
Yeah.
to Ukraine to help them out, but the US benefits from having Iran as the enemy,
Of course, yeah.
because they sell arms to all the countries around
Iran, exactly. And like Russia has a benefit to support Iran because
Yeah.
it's like kind of like a stronghold.
Yeah.
In the same way that Russia has a lot of benefits to try to protect their Ukraine border.
Yeah.
When I was in France, bro, like you could feel the Russian pressure.
Oh,
Says
yeah?
that there was lineups, bro, for gas stations.
Oh, yeah, that's what I heard actually.
It was fucked.
I heard it was stupid lineups in
Yeah,
France.
like I wouldn't even like go. Like I would like, yeah, it was crazy. Like gas stations that go off the highway,
Mhm.
like lineups on the highway. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
C'est comme sur des carrés là.
Yeah.
Fucking crazy.
Yeah, but what's crazy about that is apparently I think that the organization is called OPEC, but essentially it's a bunch of different countries who own a majority of the oil in the world, led by Saudi Arabia. They came together and like, okay, guys, what do we do? The price of oil is coming down, and apparently this organization decided just to double up on the price and just be like, yo, you know what, the barrel is, I don't know how much,
Yeah.
and they just made it more expensive.
Expensive, yeah.
Whereas the common misconception is that, oh, it's all happening because of Russia and Ukraine, but it's just these motherfuckers jacked up the price again because they saw that it was starting to go down. So they just jacked up the price for fucking nothing. Which was going to lead me to talk about something else. Did you hear about the BRIC? The BRIC currency, I think it's called the BRIC. But anyways, it's a bunch of different countries with Russia's involved. I think Brazil is involved, and there's like 3 other countries that are involved in starting a new form of currency that's going to fight against the US currency in order to do like a global trade. So the main global trade is made using the US currency as like the standard, right? But now Russia, Brazil, India. Oh yeah, there was Russia, Brazil, India, and 2 other countries that want to start their own currency to fight against the US dollar. Okay. which is wild, bro. That they could just invent a new fucking currency
Yeah,
in
but
order to.
it doesn't make sense because like I don't know if like all of their currency value equals to higher or more valuable than the US, then maybe, you know what I'm saying?
Oh no, but oh yeah, this is what they wanted to do. I just remembered. So essentially, they want to go back to the golden standard. So
The gold
before
standard,
the gold standard, yeah,
London.
yeah, the gold standard. So before the U.S. currency was backed by the value of gold. So each dollar was associated to gold. And then I think in the 1970s, they stopped that. They stopped the gold standard. But now there's this new currency that's emerging behind Russia, India, and Brazil, and two other countries. They want to go back to the gold standard. So China apparently was buying a whole bunch of gold because they're gonna fucking release the currency and try to fight against the US currency. But I was thinking about this, okay? I'm like, there's a lot of criticism towards the U.S. and how they're like governing the world by being one of the strongest country, the strongest military and economical power of the world. Um, but there's one thing that's great about the U.S. that we don't talk about is there's a lot more freedom having a world led by U.S. being the biggest power than there might be with like Russia or China or any of these other countries being the top dog, you know? Because in those countries, bro, you can't talk badly about the government. You talk badly about Putin in Russia, somebody's knocking at your door and it's gonna be the fucking SWAT team. Like, bah, they're gonna break it in and grab you and they're gonna beat the shit out of you or throw you in prison. And this Russian guy was talking about that. This Russian guy like made a rap song talking against Putin. The next day, bro, they kicked down his door, rushed in,
Holy
beat the shit out of him, made him apologize on television, on live television and his girlfriend was in his apartment while they rushed in and they told the girl like shut the fuck up or we're gonna rape you because she was yelling like stop it, like please
She's like,
don't.
I love rap music.
Yeah, she was like begging them to stop. And they're like, yo, shut the fuck up. You're lucky, like, we don't fucking like rape you here, like in front of your fucking boyfriend. So there's fucking countries, bro, where you don't have the freedom of expression like you do in the US. In the US, what's beautiful about it, bro, you could say like fuck the president, you know? You could say that.
Yeah, but I think there's a big difference. It's like in the US, it's like we have so much influence like internationally with like money, you know, we just like buy things. We finance for example Ukraine, we finance the war, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
China, what they do is that like they have the territorial advantage in a sense that what are they doing? They're like building like train tracks all across Asia, Africa,
They do businesses, yeah.
business, you know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
but that's so much better because I think it's Adam Smith, but he was on the Joe Rogan Experience. But he was saying how like the Chinese approach is so much.
It's more capitalist.
It's more
But
capitalist.
even though it's a communist country, it's much more capitalist.
Yeah, exactly. It's capitalist in the sense that like they just go to like Africa and they'll be like, yo, listen, we'll like loan you this money and you could like build whatever you want. You just owe us this money. If you don't pay your loan, we'll take this territory. Like that's written in their contract. Or we'll take these resources from you if you don't end up paying for the loan.
Or they could also do like the same thing that like France does with like its highways, which is like they hire a private company to build highways, and then like people that drive, they pay for the highway. You know, they pay
Oh yeah,
thing,
yeah.
and then the deal is the country doesn't have enough money to pay for these highways, so we're gonna hire you. And as soon as you uh, make your profit enough to pay for the highway, your cost, it becomes national property. So what do companies do? They just like jack up the price of the
Yeah.
highway,
Yeah.
and then they never
Yeah.
they're never able to pay it back. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
It's like it's I don't know. It's like a bro. Like I wasn't like my mom was she went to Algeria recently, and she comes from a city called Oran. Oran, and there's like an accent in Oran, and she was there, and she was like, "Bro, there's so many Chinese people, and like they speak Arabic, Algerian Arabic, better than I do, with like the accent better than I do, bro."
Oh
You know?
yeah.
Ils sont juste là en train de they bargain and everything,
Wait,
bro.
wait, wait. There's Chinese people in Algeria?
Yeah, bro. Like it's been like 15 years. So there's like a whole lot of Chinese people in Algeria.
Oh
Because
yeah.
they all build the highways, they all build like the infrastructure, bro. It's been going on for 15
And they're
years.
out there speaking Arabic?
Yo, hardcore Arabic, like all the fucking the
Yeah.
accents and everything, bro. Like
Yeah.
some Algerian accents are wild. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And like they're there, and like my mom was shook. She was like,
She's like,
"Who the
"What?"
fuck is this?"
Yo, it's so funny. There's a YouTuber like walking around like he's a I don't
He
know.
speaks a whole bunch of languages.
Yeah.
I like that guy. I like
yeah,
that guy. a
he's
lot.
so sick, bro.
Yeah.
What do you call that? A linguist? Like a guy who just speaks all kinds of
Yeah,
languages?
he's a linguist, I guess. A fucking
Bro, he just learns the language so quick, bro,
Yeah.
and he just pulls up in a Haitian shop. He starts speaking Creole,
Yeah,
or like he speaks Mandarin to Chinese people. Chinese people are like, what the fuck? Because
Yeah.
the Chinese person was like talking shit about his jacket
yeah,
or something.
He's like,
And he's like,
I don't want.
yeah.
He's
And,
like,
and
"What?"
they're like, what the
Yeah,
fuck?
yeah, it's great. The beautiful thing about like being like I guess a linguist, or I don't know what the fuck you call him, is like you understand like when you learn a language, it's like there's like sounds that people like certain
Yeah.
language can do,
make,
you
yeah.
know, and it's like not only being able to do those sounds, but like incorporating those sounds in like language,
Yeah.
and like also like doing it like understanding your mouth, bro,
Yeah.
and your throat and everything, like.
But there's
It's
also
crazy.
yeah, there's also words and expressions that don't exist in different languages.
Yeah, it's crazy, bro. Like I was watching a movie recently, and it's like actress is like from the UK, and she does like an old American accent, you know.
Oh
And then I saw like another movie of hers right after, and she's like speaking with her UK accent, and I'm like, holy shit, bro! You're able to just flip it like that. It's crazy.
or certain actors and actresses that you had no idea that they're like fucking Australian.
Yeah, exactly.
But they're playing the American role so well
It's so
that
crazy.
you had no idea that they're from fucking Australia or England or
It's
whatever.
fucking wild.
And you're like, what the
What?
fuck?
Yeah.
I was convinced you're like
Yeah.
even Millie Bobby Brown, whatever her name is. Like I didn't know she was from like the UK
Mm-hmm.
or Margot Robbie.
There's a great example of this. It's like in China, because like their language depends on like intonation, or like you could say something the same like letters but with a different tone, and it means a different word, you know.
Yeah.
And there's like more, you know what pitch perfect means? It's
No.
like if I do like
Okay.
like a pitch perfect person would be like, oh, that's a F sharp.
Oh,
or
okay.
whatever.
Okay, they know.
Like they know like oh, that's
Oh.
C sharp. you
Oh
know,
yeah,
like,
they know that shit.
yeah,
Okay,
like
okay.
and the crazy people that you go like this, you go like, they're like, oh, that's a you know, they
know
hear it
the deal?
immediately.
Oh yeah.
And in these countries, like in the Asian countries, since like where the language depends a lot on like intonation and stuff, there's more people with perfect pitch than
Oh yeah.
yeah, because pitch has a lot more to do with like their understanding of like language, you know. So like they have more
Okay, like,
pitch perfect people.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Wow. Okay, that's fascinating.
but it's crazy. Like when you like speak a certain language, like for example, like just English accent, like a English person from America versus an English person from from London. Like the way their mouth is positioned is different, you
Yeah.
know. Like this versus this versus this. It's like
yeah, it's
it's
wild.
anatomy, bro. It's crazy, bro. It's
It's
crazy.
wild, bro.
Yeah.
Okay, bro. Should we wrap it up?
All right, let's wrap it up, guys. Thank you for being with us. Alhamdulillah, we're here. New studios coming up.
Yo.
You guys are in for a fucking surprise. It's gonna be wild. It's gonna be a beautiful thing.
We're gonna enter season 3 with a big
Bang.
bang. Let's do a big bang. And we're excited, man. We're gonna bring on some guests. We're gonna do some Zoom calls. We're gonna elevate the whole production here. We're gonna move into a new studio. So there's a lot of good things that are coming up.
Yeah.
So make sure to subscribe, like, and yeah, share with family and friends, man, because this was the most uninformed conversation I've ever had in my life.
Absolutely. Honestly. And it's a blessing. And it's a blessing. All right, guys. Thank you so much for being with us. Have a great night. Happy Halloween. Make sure you take care of the people around you and make sure to follow us and stay tuned for the next episode. Have a good night.
Peace.